di 2019 belum ada mulai lagi. Partisipannya belum ada.
Okay, good morning everyone. Again, selamat pagi kembali Bapak Ibu sekalian. Terima kasih atas kehadiran Bapak Ibu di dalam sosialisasi dan training awal penggunaan platform data stream dan EIKON untuk keperluan akademik, penelitian maupun penulisan artikel ilmiah. Saya yakin bahwa ini akan sangat bermanfaat bagi kita semua, dan untuk memberikan materi sosialisasi maupun training awal pada pagi ini kita sudah hadir di antara kita Ibu Dia Sutandio dari Refinitiv Jakarta dan Liza Kamil Paragua dari Refinitiv Philippines yang menjadi Senior Learning Specialist dari Refinitiv Philippines yang nanti akan memandu Bapak Ibu memberikan materi mengenai pengoperasian platform database, data stream dan EIKON tersebut. Baik, kita mulai acara ini. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dan for the first occasion, we will give times to Ibu Diah Sutandio untuk memberikan introduction tentang EIKON, tentang data stream dan segala hal yang berkaitan dengan itu. Dan sebagaimana agenda kita untuk selanjutnya, nanti setelah Ibu Diah memberikan materi introduction, we will keep going on with Liza for the details about how to use data stream and EIKON. Baik, karena sudah jam 10, kita persilahkan kepada Bu Diah Sutandio untuk share materi ataupun menyampaikan materi sosialisasi introduction tentang data stream dan EIKON kepada para peserta yang saat ini sudah hadir 79 orang, Ibu. Dari ada kemungkinan kita akan mungkin akan tembus 100 karena masih ada yang akan datang hadir kemudian, seperti itu. Demikian saja pembukaan dari saya. Terima kasih. Kita serahkan kepada Ibu Diah Sutandio. Silakan Bu Diah.
Okay. Good morning, Pak Hafiz and everyone. Thank you for your time today. Yes?
Yes. I can hear you, no problem.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your time today. Allow me to introduce myself as the Refinitiv Account Manager for all university in Indonesia. Refinitiv, previously known as Thomson Reuters, we have changed our name into Refinitiv in the late 2018. One of our flagship program is basically EIKON Data Stream. Our EIKON Data Stream has been facilitated students, professors, and professionals to do their research and to analyze their data worldwide. 9 out of 10 banks worldwide use our EIKON to do pre-trade information and analyzing. So today, our Customer Success Manager, Liza, will present our EIKON data stream and its capability. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop in the chat and I will try to help to answer. Liza, I will hand over to you now to do your presentation, and thank you.
Thank you, Dia, and thank you, Hafiz, for that introduction. So hi, everyone. My name is Liza. I'll be your trainer for today's session. What we'll have today, we'll have 2 sessions. One is for EIKON, which is what we're going to do now, and then later on we are going to talk about data stream. So for Icon, we will go over the basics to get you familiar with the software. Before I begin, kindly be reminded as well that this training will be recorded. This is for internal coaching and quality purposes. And as mentioned by Dia, if you have any questions, just post it on the Zoom chat and we'll answer it as we go along any of the topics. Okay, so let's start by discussing the agenda. And also, before I forget, I'm working from home. So if there's any issue on my audio or on my presentation, please just let me know. Use the WebEx chat to notify me. Thank you. So for our agenda, what we'll go over is the icon menu and the app library. We'll go through the icon toolbar that will include search, messenger, my files, and alerts. We'll do workspace and layout creation. So you'll have a way on how you can customize your icon workspace or the applications within icon. And then we'll go over to some of the apps within icon, which will include the homepage, the chart, the news, and the monitor. So for the data stream, I'll discuss the agenda later on. So to open up Icon, there would either be a shortcut on your desktop, or if you're using Windows 10 like what I have, it should be under the Start menu, and you just need to scroll down to Refinitiv folder. Let me just go ahead and check this. There you go. And then there's a, you can expand this, so you can click on Refinitiv icon from here. So once you log into Refinitiv icon, let me just pull up my login page real quick. So you'll land on what we call the login page. So this is the login page. So right now it's saying Refinitiv icon. I apologize, I haven't changed this yet. But what you just need to enter in here is your user ID and the password that has been provided for the university. So once you have that set, you just need to click on sign in. There is also a sign me in automatically. So the next time you want to log in of icon, you don't need to put in your details anymore. It will automatically launch. We also have the forgotten your password link at the top, just at the top of the sign me in automatically. This is for you to reset your own password. So once you log into Icon, this is what it will be shown. So you'll notify that you'll notice that there's a toolbar at the top of the screen. So in Icon 4 like this, all the applications are floating so that you can use them more effectively on multiple monitors. This toolbar that we have in here, it's always at the top and serves as the central hub for navigation. But in case you want to, let's say, put this on a different screen, you can just click on the undock option at the far right corner or the actual toolbar. That works too. So let's use this undock first at the far right. So now it's a floating application, so you can move this around. You can also resize this by just going to the far end corner, whether on the right corner or on the left corner. So you can just drag this along. If you want to have this at the top again, just click on the dock to top option or just double click on the toolbar. So now let's move on to the different menu available on the icon toolbar. The very first one that you'll see here is what we call the icon menu. This is where you can get quick access to all of your applications, your files, your settings, and help. So if you click on this, these are the available menus for you to choose from. You'll see sections on the left such as My Apps down to the App Library right here. This is where you can also close out or shut down icon just by going to the close button. There is an icon in here, so you can sign out or shut down, or you can go to your toolbar and then shut it from there. So going back to My Apps, so this is a customizable menu and it contains all the applications most relevant to your user profile. For you to fill out your profile, what you just need to do is go to Settings. So from the icon menu, go to Settings. So a dialog box will appear like this one. You just need to go to your profile. And then you can edit this to three important sections. So I'll click on Edit. On my end, it's showing M&A. So mergers and acquisitions, I'm focusing on Asia Pacific, but you can edit this by clicking on the pencil icon that says Edit. And then just scroll down And in here, you have here the job function. So there's a drop-down list where you can choose it from. So we have academia from here. So you can choose professor or student. So let's say I'll change it to professor or faculty. And then you can change your geographical focus as well. So I'm just focusing on Asia, but you can focus on other countries from here. So once you have this set, you can just click on update and then click on save. But for now, I'll cancel it out and continue or discard the changes that I've made. All right. So next we'll go through the app library. So you just need to go to the icon menu again and then click on app library. The app library contains the entire range of applications that you can make use of within EIKON. So this contains all Refinitiv and third-party applications available within the product. So on the left-hand side, it has been categorized. You have the categories from here. The asset class is also available at the bottom section of the left-hand side panel. So for example, you are looking for specific charting, particularly for equities. So you can select charting from here, and then you can select the asset class below for equities. And what will be shown on the right-hand side panel, we have 34. These are the available charting for equities instruments. So aside from this, I'll deselect the two. You can also use the search bar. So you can search for a keyword. So say chart. If you just want to see the entire range of charting applications within EIKON, you can just search it from the search field. So for example, you want to add the real-time chart. So you want this to be added as your favorites. So you can click on this star icon just beside the name of the app, and there will be a green banner that will appear. So once you, let's say, minimize your app library, if you go to your icon menu, it will already be available under My Apps. So if you don't want that to be added, you just need to click on the Remove from My Apps in here. So going back to the app library, we also have here a section that is dedicated for the third-party apps that complement the existing capabilities of EIKON. And this is under the App Studio. So I'll just remove the chart that I typed earlier and just move to the App Studio on just above the asset class. So these are the available third-party apps that complements the existing capabilities of EIKON. So some of those are free of use and others can be built on top of your monthly subscription. There are also free trials in here, but what I can suggest is to check first. There's a short description just to make sure that this is something that you are particularly interested in. So now I'll close out the app library and let's move on to the second part of your toolbar. So the second part of your toolbar is what we call the icon search bar. So this is the quickest way for you to navigate through EIKON. In here, you can use natural language, you can use codes, you can use ISINs or QSIPs, whichever you prefer. So for example, we can type a name of a company in here, say Maybank. So I have Malayan Banking BHD in here. So as you can see, once you type it in, it also provides you auto-suggest. So it offers you tools and applications that meet your requirements. So we have equities. If you hover over the small box just beside the name of the instrument, we have here the equities. We have equities for a private company. We have FX as well. We have fixed income and then funds. So these are all the available auto-suggest, but you can also search results for more if you want to show more about Maybank. So aside from that, you can also search for an application. So let's say chart. If you don't want to go to the app library anymore, you can just use the search box to search for a keyword of an application, say the chart. So the short code for that would be CHT. So at the right-hand side of the suggestions of EIKON would be the short code for an app or what we call the Reuters instrument code for the different instruments that we have. So for example, Maybank. So this is what we call the Reuters instrument codes. So this works like a ticker that is available for EIKON. So I'll just open up chart again. So this is a sample chart. Right now, it's currently blank because we don't have any instrument that I've added, but later on, we will be using this. So I'll close this. And as a new user, you can start off by accessing the EIKON homepage. You just need to type in home from the search bar. So if you click on home, what you'll see in here are the asset class categories on your left side, just to give you an overview of what we currently have within EIKON. We also have here the country overview, streaming news, top equity indices. It's already available in here. So this might differ per profile because the homepage is influenced by the primary asset class that you have selected in the profile page. So on my end, I don't have any selected asset classes. That's why all the asset classes is showing on my homepage. So all good so far?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Just checking the chat if we have any questions. So you can just type it on the box so I can just check it later on. Okay, so far we don't have any questions, so we'll move now to the right-hand side of the toolbar. So from here, there will be an orange highlighted section on the toolbar. This is what we call an active workspace. So it's a collection of apps as well as their location on your desktop. If you want to create a new workspace, so this actually acts like a library for you, where you can group your applications that you want to see within a single folder. So if you don't have this yet, you can click on the three-lined workspace menu and then click on new workspace. You can rename this workspace by right-clicking on it. You can save it. You can share it to your colleagues who are accessing EIKON Messenger as well. Or you can also rename this. So I'll be focusing on my workspace one for now. So it's highlighted in the orange. So from here, from this part right here, you can also toggle upon each workspace. So let's say you have two workspaces like this. So for example, on my workspace one, I have a chart open. So workspace one is dedicated for my charting application. For my home page, I will just type in home from here. So from the search bar, I'll just type in home. So it means to say that for my homepage, I only have homepage also. And for my workspace one, it's just my charting app. As you move along the different workspaces, it will also minimize the applications inside the workspaces that you are no longer viewing. So for example, I'll click home. You won't be able to see the chart anymore because it's under the workspace one. Okay. We have a question from Ramat. If I need to find accounting financial data on certain corporation, either Indonesia or outside Indonesian market, how do I do that? So for financial data, what I can suggest is try to find the name of the company first. So this is one of the easiest for you to find the financial data of a company. So for example, I'll just type in Maybank. So I'll click this one, the very first one. This is an equity. So let me just go ahead and maximize the view of this. So what you'll land in is what we call the overview page. So the overview page will give you a summary of the company, the price performance, and it has been categorized depending on a certain, let's say, news or research or prices that you're looking for. So for example, you're looking for financials. It should be under financials tab, and you can select the financials from here. So it also depends whether the company had provided the financials to us, especially for private companies. As you may already know that for private companies, they don't usually release the financial statements to contributors unless they have a good connection with them. But most of the private companies, we can search for their financials, so don't worry about it. But for this one, since this is an active company, or an active company, so you can search for the financials under the financials tab. You can select whether you want to see the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow, and a lot of other categories under the financial segment. All good so far, Amat?
Hello, Lisa. May I?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
for example, I want to research on all Malaysian banks, for example. Can I have data on Malaysian banking in just one chart, for example, in just one data?
I see. Um, for that, what I can suggest, we will have what we call a monitor later on. So you can, this is one of the quickest way for you to go through the different, let's say, banks if you already have a list. So for example, you can create a list, and then we can map it out to a charting, a simple charting. So you'll be able to see the prices if you are into prices. But for the financials, what I think the best way is to go through the Excel of Refinitiv Icon, because in Excel we do have a template already where you can just copy and or just need to paste the name of the company or the RIC of the company, like this one. So you'll be able to gather it directly in Excel.
Doctor, I
Mhm. So maybe later on, if we
Uh,
still have, yeah.
sorry, apologies for everyone. Sorry for the questions. Can we have it in the end of the presentations because we have a very limited time. So I'm hoping that we can have the finished presentations and then we will have the question and answer later. Is that okay, Bapak Ibu?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you.
All
Go on,
right, thank you.
Lisa. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Dia. No worries. Right. So I'll just get back to you on letter math. So let's finish the workspace now. So just going back to my workspace, I'll close the overview, the company overview. So right now for my workspace, let's say I have the chart open. Again, this acts like a library for you or folders for you. So you can switch it to a different view if you have other applications within a workspace open. So now that we have a workspace open, so like this one, I already have two charts. I'll just close the other one. So now that we have the workspace one open, I'll show you what is what's a good way for you to set up your workspace. So this is what we call the layout app. So this is a powerful organization tool, and it can be found under the icon menu. So I'll just minimize my chart now. I'll go to icon menu, and then you can click it, take it from here. So there's a layout in here. Or you can also type it from the search bar. Just type in the whole word layout. So let's click on this. So once you have this open, it will show you how you want to see the applications within a single workspace. So you can view it via a tabular format, just like a regular browser, or you can use the four panels. So what I usually do, I usually do the four panels so I can see four applications open at the same time. So for today, we'll use the four panels, but you can also select the others if you wish to. So I will use the layout later on. I'll just show you a couple of applications that we can have or we can open within Icon. So we'll start with the monitor. So just type in monitor from your search bar. So the short code would be MON. So the monitor app is your basic monitoring grid where you can choose the instruments you follow and the fields that you want to see. This can be customized in many ways. You can format it, you can group it, you can sort this as well. So let's start by opening a company. So let's start with Maybank. So just under the RIC column, you can click on the first cell and then just type in the company name. Let's try Maybank. So if you click on Maybank, the other figures will automatically be populated. So I have here the last price, the price close, and then others as well. So for example, you don't really need the net debt because, or you just don't need the net debt and the EV. So you can highlight those columns and then just click on this bin icon or delete column, or you can also hit delete on your keyboard. You can do that. You can also add a data item just by clicking on the plus sign at the top. Oops, sorry. You just need to highlight first a column and then just click on insert column. So for example, I want to see the bid, the current bid for that company. So I can add a bid in here. So it will also be populated. You can also add an index. So for example, I'll just type in S&P 500. So I have S&P 500 from here. It also provides you auto suggest. So if I click on S&P 500 index, the very first one, I'll have it on the index level. But if I go ahead and click on this drill down button or icon, the associated constituents for that index will be listed under. And the other information for that index, say the price close, the market cap, for the constituents will also be populated. So this is one of the ways you can use the Monitor app. So I'll just deselect that and then I'll just move it aside. I'll minimize this for now and then just move it on to my left-hand side of my screen. And then let's open another application. So let's use the news app that we have. So you can just type in news. So short code would be the same. That would be news. And for the news app, so this contains streaming market moving news and also global publications from over 9,000 sources in one streamlined app. So this is a streaming news. So whenever there's a new news coming in, it will also automatically be populated. So as you may notice, there's already S&P 500, even though I have not typed anything. So when I search for news, it's already populated. It's because Icon recognizes the last symbol or instrument that you tried to search for. So it will be in here, just beside the search bar. So that would be the last instrument that you searched. But if you want to remove this, you can just click on X. So let me maximize this first. You can click on X on this instrument. Let's say Maybank. I just want to focus on Maybank. So if you type it in, there's an auto suggest. So you can just click on the one that you are interested in. So for this, the ordinary share. So it will be shown like this. Okay. So let me just go ahead and restore this. So now that we have two applications open like this one, let me just go ahead and try to maximize the other one. There. So with this, let's try to arrange the application. So apps can be stacked up when you drag one and drop it on top of the other. So let's say the news app, I want to have it in a tabular format. So you can do that just by dragging it on top of the Monitor app. And then once you see those orange dotted line, you can just release your mouse button and then it will be shown in a tab format, just like this. So you can also remove that by just dragging it out. So I'll just drag my news out and then have them side by side. You can also have them stick together just by making sure that their sides touch like this one. Then what will happen is you can move this around into one whole application. You can also ungroup them just in case you don't want them to stick like this, just by clicking on the ungroup icon at the top of one of the applications. So both has an ungroup icon in here. So now what we'll do, we'll arrange this within our layout app. So let's open the layout. So we have 4 panels in here. So the first two, I'll be putting it on the left and the upper left and the upper right hand panel, and the other two will open an application inside that panel. So I'll drag my monitor on top of my first panel. So you have about 6 selections that you can choose from, but I always use the very last one so it occupies the whole space. And then the other one, you can drag it. And then once you also see the dotted line, just release it. There you go. So we already have 2 applications within just a single panel. So if you think this is a bit small for you, or you want to expand one of the apps, just double click on the application itself. So monitor, double click on it. So it will be expanded out. If you want to minimize this and see the 4 applications again, you can just click on this button right here at the upper right just to restore it. So for the other two, you can use this search box to search for a company or to search for an application. So I'll open up chart from here to have CHT. And then the other one, I'll open up a home page. There you go. So I already have a layout which contains 4 panels under a single workspace. So when I go to my home workspace, it will just be my home page. But when I go to my workspace one, it will be the 4 apps that I've opened. I apologize because I had this open earlier, so I'll just close this one. There you go. So one of the most effective ways of working with multiple applications at the same time like this is by clicking on the linking icon or the linking option. It will be the link like or the chain like icon on top of one of the applications on the upper right hand side panel. And then you can just choose the same color for those apps. So for, I chose light blue or blue for my monitor, and then my news, and then the charting as well. So what will happen is whatever it is that you are pointing into from the first application, which is my monitor, the other applications will follow. So let's say for the RIC, for Maybank, if I choose Maybank, the news will show us Maybank as well as the chart. If I choose S&P 500 from here, the news will change to S&P as well as the charting. So right now, my homepage is still loading, and I apologize. It may be because of my internet connection. So for example, under the S&P 500, I just really want to look into Apple. So if I click on Apple, the news will follow. It will show as Apple as well as the charting. So once you have this set, once you're okay with how your layout is being shown, you can just click on the 3-line icon at the top and then just hit on Save Layout or Save Layout As. So you can change the name. So once you have that saved, you can also save your workspace. So the next time you log in, your workspace one, it will open the layout that you tried to save earlier. I'll just type in test.
Yes. Ya, satuin aja.
Okay. There you go. So now let's move on to the right-hand side panel or right-hand side, which has the services. So the very first one would be My Icon. So in it will be My Files, which contains everything you have saved. So I'll click on this. So it will show you the layout that you try to save. So in here, we have test, the one that we created just now. You can also see here the monitor that you have saved, and then the workspaces. So next to that would be Icon Messenger. So if you click on Icon Messenger, this is used to chat with others inside or outside your organization, depending still on your organization's policies. So you can search for people or companies using the search column or either the icon directory. So you can also use this icon messenger to share applications and workspaces with other icon users, or you can also even import contacts. So what I want to show from here is we have here the support button just beside the username. If you click on that, it will open up a dialog box and you can use it to type your query, and our Refinitiv support team will respond to you via the chat. You can just click on send from here. So next to Icon Messenger, we have two features that work together. The first one would be alert. This is to set alert on a whole range of things. So if you click on alert, you can create a new alert for, let's say, news, prices, alert for events. So if there are new events coming in for a particular company you're looking for, you will be alerted if you have this set up. So you can be alerted via a notification at the top of your screen, via the messenger, or via email. So you can edit your email from this blue link. You just need to register your email address. So the next time the alert is triggered, it will be directed to your email. Next would be the toast notification history. So in here, this is one of the ways Icon will communicate to you. So whether there's a new, let's say you have been disconnected or reconnected out of Icon, you'll be notified from here. Or if the alerts that you have tried to create is via toast notification, it will be shown under this toast notification history. So under the question mark, we have here the live chat. So this is directly similar to what you can see under the messenger. So you can just click on the question mark and then live chat, so you can reach out to our customer support team. And by the way, our customer support team, they work 24/7, so you can reach out to them at any time. We also have here from the question mark the quick tips, just to give you quick assistance in navigating in Icon. All right. Aside from that, we have here online help. So this is to get general help in Icon. You can also use the training or contact us, so you can reach out to us via these channels. And then from here, we also have here the training. So if you want to see training videos or watch training videos, you can click it from the left-hand side. So we have available training videos within Icon. So last, under the question mark, would be what's new. This will give you a look at the most recent functionality and content that has been added in Icon. So I'm just clicking on what's new. It's just loading on my end. But whether there's a new content that has been added, you'll be notified from here. Okay, so we do have questions in here. I'll get back to you probably if we still have time. Data stream, and if not, if we won't have the time today, I can just email you or email Hafiz the answers to your questions. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of our introduction to Icon training. So we do have questions in the chat, but I'll just get back to you later on. So we'll now go through the introduction to DataStream, if that's okay. Okay, let me just go ahead and open DataStream. Okay, so let's go to DataStream. So I'll just get back to you with your questions. Okay. Let me just open DataStream from here. Okay. Okay, so for data stream, our agenda would be just a general view or an introduction of what data stream is, what is the data stream navigator, how you can use time series and static request, or how you can download time series or historical data within data stream, and one time or one period data within data stream Excel. So just to set also your expectation, data stream is quite a broad topic and will focus on how you can get the data first using the product. So this will take about an hour, and I'll show you first an introduction of what data stream is. So why our clients choose data stream? Data stream is one of our historical end-of-day financial database that is included as an add-in in EIKON, and it has been taken from our legacy platforms. It's also considered as one of the best go-to applications for our macroeconomic data services. So having access to data stream, it lets you tap to robust database. We have data for more than 50 years. We have 70 years of historical data within data stream. And it is integrated with Microsoft Office Excel. So we also have specific charting for data stream. That is what we call the DS chart or data stream chart. And it's also integrated within EIKON. So what do you get within data stream? So aside from what I've mentioned, you have a comprehensive historical financial database. We have a unique content because we have our IBES estimates that is both on security and index level. We have world scope financials, proprietary indices from Fathom Consulting, and many more. Our powerful analytical tools, it helps you explore relationships between different asset types. And we have a library of fully customizable analytical results, or analytical tools rather. It also lets you create your own reports or update your own reports. That's why it is integrated with MS Office. We also have our API access within DataStream. And if you want to know more about this, I highly suggest, I think Dia can help out, but we can do the introduction within DataStream Excel first. And then we also have consistent point in time data. So let's open DataStream. So you just need to have the DataStream under Excel. It's an add-in. So I'll just show you how you can add that if in case it's not yet added in the university access. Let me just go ahead and log into this. There you go. So as you may notice, I have Refinitiv icon and Refinitiv icon data streaming here. So for you to have that access, you can just go to File and then Options. And then it's under Add-ins. And then on the Manage, there is a drop down. You just need to select Com Add-ins. If you click on Go, you need to make sure that Refinitiv icon Microsoft Office is already checked from here. If it's not, just let me know so we can have it added on your machine. So once you have that added, you have Refinitiv icon, you just need to click on Sign In from here. So for Refinitiv icon Excel, it works. It can work independently. So if you want to extract data from icon directly to Excel, you can do that. You don't need to log into the desktop version anymore. But what we'll focus on for today is having or how you can download Refinitiv icon or data stream rather, data stream data. So you also might be wondering what's the difference between Refinitiv icon and Refinitiv data stream. So as mentioned earlier, data stream is from our legacy platform. So it's using a different database. So it's capturing data from a different database as opposed to what we have in icon. So once you click on sign in, and this is already enabled on your end, we can just click on Refinitiv icon data stream, and this is how it will look like. So let's go through the different toolbar first, or option first. We first have here the series or request. So there are two types of download that you can do within DataStream. One is static request. That would be for a one-off request for a single date or a text value. You can use the static request. We also have the time series request for you to download historical period. Then we have a find series. This is just for you to quickly find a particular data. Next, we have manage request. So if you want to edit the current request that you have, you can also refresh the entire workbook, the active sheet that you have, or the selected cells. You can do it from this manage request. Next, we have different templates available for data stream. We have a new request table. So this is how you can
Enggak sih, so far itu nanti kalau saya ada pertanyaan, saya
use
kontak
data stream.
Bapak Erwan.
Okay, so this is how you can use DataStream to quickly do a, let's say, a set of requests. So you can have this. You can also create your own time series within DataStream, or you can also create your own index within DataStream. We also have here the templates, the expression and list. The templates would be a list of templates that you can make use of, especially if you are into ESG. We'll go through this quickly later on. And then expressions would be, there are actually a lot of expressions or formula that has been built within DataStream, so you can use them using these expressions. We also have your list. You can create your own list within DataStream. So next would be the different charts. So these are the charting tools that you can use, but we will not go through the charts anymore. So the very last one, info base, I highly recommend you visit this info base because this will give you an overview of what DataStream has, especially when it comes to content. You'll also see in here the timestamps as to when we update the values in DataStream. So it's just logging me in. Bear with me 1 second. So as you can see in here, we are at the Refinitiv data stream. We have here the data stream content, data stream for charting. If you're looking at the different contents of data stream, you can click it from the info base. And you'll see an overview of those instruments. Okay, so now let's start with how you can download data within DataStream. So let's start first with the static request. So let's click on static request under series request. And again, this will be for a single value, a text value, and it will allow you to specify a single date for download. So the very first one would be series or list. So there would be a field available. So similar to what you can do with EIKON, you can also search directly within the search field. So for example, I'll just type in, let's say Microsoft. There you go. So it also provides you auto suggest like this one. If you want to see the entire range of series or app or data that we have, what I can recommend is click on the find series at the far right hand corner that has these blue boxes. So click on find series. And you'll land on what we call the data stream navigator. The find series will show you the entire instruments or entire data that we have within data stream. So what I highly recommend to our clients is to make sure to clear all first under the refine search. This is to because data stream actually recognizes the last search that you did. So similar to EIKON. So you can use this search box to show, let's say, the different instruments that you can search for. So for example, I can type in Microsoft and then just click on search. So I'll have here equities for Microsoft. I also have options. And then aside from that, if you clear all again, you can also refine your search, meaning you can further filter it down. So by choosing a single category, and these are all the different instruments available within DataStream. So for equities alone, we have about 296, but if you look into the economics, we have 14 million data points or data items. So let's look at the equities first. So later on, we'll go through economics, but let's look at equities. So I'll select equities from the category, and all will be shown on the right-hand side panel. So we have about 296, almost 300. On the left-hand side would be the different categories. You can still further filter it down. So for example, I'm not really looking into any exchange other than New York Stock Exchange. So I'll click on multiple. I'll look at New York Stock Exchange and make sure that's the only one I have selected. Here you go. And then just click on only selected. So it will be filtered. What you'll see in here are only New York Stock Exchange equities or stocks that has been listed under New York Stock Exchange. You can also filter per market. So for example, I really don't need New York Stock Exchange. I want to filter it by market. So I make sure I am looking into Indonesia and then click on only selected. So the right-hand side panel will show you the available equities for Indonesia. So we have about 1,835. You can also filter it per currency, per type of equity, whether they're still an actively trading company or active within the market, or dead, meaning they have delisted already, or the company ceased to exist. It's available here. You can also filter it via the base date and the sector as well. So on the left-hand side will all be the filters that you can use. So let's look at the result. So the very first one, let's Bank Central Asia. If you click on that, and then if you scroll below, you'll see what we call the metadata. For the metadata, it shows you an overview of what the company is, the current trade price in the market, the ISIN of that company, what is the RIC that is being used within EIKON. So it differs for data stream and EIKON, because in data stream, it's using what we call the mnemonic, and in EIKON, it's using the RIC. But no worries, because you can also use the RIC in data stream. So let's, I'll just go ahead and copy that in and paste it on my notepad. So this one, we'll use the RIC later on when we search for a company in DataStream. So I can show you that RIC also works with DataStream. So aside from this, you also see the latest value, the time span. So we started covering for that company since the 2000, and it's on a daily basis. The market is here, the currency is here as well. So it's a constituent. It has been listed under 3,727 equity indices, and a short note of what the company is. Also for this, we have what we call the headline coverage. So if you click on more, it will show you what are the current coverage or what are the data that you can download for this specific company. So it means to say that you can download the data stream code, you can download the dividend payment of that company, and so on and so forth. You can also download the EPS, the beta of that company. So these are all the information that you can download for the company, because it differs per company whether they have provided their data to us, especially for our contributors. Okay, so for example, you want to download a simple price for this Bank Central Asia. So you can select on the box beside it and then just click on use. So you'll be back on the very first dialog box of static request. So the first company is in. You can also search for more company just by clicking on find series. And then let's look at this Bank Mandiri. Let's add this. Then just click on use again. So it will be added on your search list. So next to that would be data types or expressions. This is the data items that you would like to download within DataStream. So you can also use this to search, but I highly recommend to go to the data types first. So let's click on data types. It's the blue box again for data types. And just make sure to clear all because again, it recognizes the last search that you did. First and foremost, before you search for a data item, just make sure that you're looking into the same instrument. So we are looking at equity, so you should be selecting equities from the very first dropdown. And then beside that, you can use the search field for, let's say, search for price. So there are available price in here. We have price trade, price earning ratio, price index, price ask or bid. So you might be wondering what are the definition of each. So a highlight of data stream is if you try to click on, let's say, this price trade, it will provide you a quick summary of that price trade. And sometimes it also includes the actual calculation. So like this is the price trade. And if you look at this one, this is the default data type. So it's the official closing price that we're trying to look at. So for example, I wanted to see the price trade for that. You just need to make sure first, since we're downloading a static request, make sure to look at the static items as well. Just on the left-hand side, there is a time series and static. Make sure you're on to the static. And then we have here the unit of price unadjusted and different prices. So let's try to look at the unadjusted price. Let's say this PU. You can click on the box beside it. And then you can just click on use. So it will be added on the dialog box. So if you want to add more, you can click on the data type to add more items in. So I'll add, let's say, the price currency. And then I'll just click on use. So it can be continuously added. So once you have those set, you can already set your date. So this is a specific time frame. So you have to choose just one. So you can use the latest value. You can search for the end of year or end of month, or you can specify a date. So for the date of data stream, you have to follow the format of on what is your computer. So on my end, it's day first. So I'll just use yesterday's date and then month and then the year. So it should follow the format on your PC. And then the options below, these are available for you to be customized. So you can display the row tiles. You can also display the headings, transpose the data. So the columns will be rows. You can do a hyperlink to series or metadata and so on and so forth. So I'll not go through this, but I'll show you how you can quickly transpose the data later on once we try to edit this. So once you have this, you can just click on submit. And then you'll have it here. So I'll just change the format of the cell to show the actual number. Oh, there. Okay. My apologies because sometimes my Excel is actually doing this. It's not allowing, but it's just on my terminal. But this is how you can download the data. If you go to the one that has this red triangle at the upper right, this is the formula for the data stream function that we did. So for example, you want to edit that, you want to add additional items, just make sure that you're on the cell where the triangle is, and then click on edit request. So this is where edit request comes in. So for example, I want to add another data type or another company. So let's use data type first. And let's type in the name because I want to see the name of the company. And just click on search or just hit enter on your keyboard. Then just click on the box beside it and then use. And then it will be added here. I'll add another company. So we're looking at the market of Indonesia. Say I want the second one. And then just click on use. So it will be added. And then let's try to transpose the data. So the names will be at the columns section, not the rows. And then just hit and submit. So this is how it will look like. The data items will be on your left-hand side. The companies that we're searching for is at the top, and the name of the companies are below. So that is for our static request. So next to that, we have what we call the time series request. So for time series requests, if you click on just below the static, it looks similar, but the main difference is there is a start date and an end date, as well as the frequency of how you want to see the data in. So you can, again, search for find series. You can select multiple companies already, so similar to what you can do earlier. So I'll just select 5 and then just click on use. And then for the data types and expression, let's click on that data types. And in here, since we're looking at the static request, we'll be changing it to time series already because we're looking at the historical. So click on stop filtering and then click on time series. So I'll remove the search that I did earlier because I want to see all the time series that I can download. Also, whenever you go to the data types, you'll see the sources that is available on the left-hand side panel, just below the type of data that you're trying to download. So I'm looking at the price trade. I want to see also the market value. I also want to see the price or earnings ratios. For example, just these 3. I'll click on use. So it will be added here. And then I can now change the start date. The start date and the end date for data stream time series, it could be an absolute value like this one. So minus 2y would be your data from 2019 up to present. You can also click on the drop down to change it to start of the week, start of the month, or you can also type the date, the actual dates. So I'll just use from 2021 to present. So in DataStream, if you try to leave the end date as blank, it will automatically fetch the latest data that we have. So aside from the start date and end date, you can also customize the frequency, whether you'd like to see the daily prices, the weekly prices, the monthly, quarterly, or yearly prices. What I'll be doing is I'll just show the quarterly because if I do daily, it might take a while for it to load. So let's just see probably the monthly one. And then the same options will be available for you. So similar to what you have within the static request. So once you're all set with this, you can just click on submit. So now what we have the first one would be the price, and then we have the price earning. So right now we don't have any headers, right? So we can edit this, go to the cell that has the triangle again, click on edit request, and then let's make sure to display the headings. And then just click on submit. We have the start date and the end date. We have the monthly frequency. So right now in here, this is the price. This is the market value. This is the price earning ratio, which is PER. So that would be for Bank Central Asia. This will be for Bank Rakyat Indonesia. And then for the last one. So that's how you can edit and check the time series request. But that is only for the equities that we have. For economics, it's quite similar, but for economics alone, we'll do a quick sample. It will already provide you the information once you try to download any economic series. So I'll use another sheet. Let's use a blank one. And then let's go to a simple, or let's go to time series already. So for example, I want to see the economics information of a particular country. So I'll go to find series. I'll clear the refined search. You can type it directly here. You can also choose a single category. I'll look at the economics so you can see all the economics data that we have, or just an overview of that. And then the market is here. So you can change the market. So for example, we're looking at Indonesia. Let's click on that, only selected. And we have the GDP in here, the inflation rate, CPI, so on and so forth. Money supply is also available. Balance of payment is here, and so on and so forth. The frequency, it can also be changed in here or can be filtered out, and then the adjustment period. So for example, we're looking at Indonesian GDP, constant prices, not seasonally adjusted. You can filter it out using this, the filtering on the left-hand side panel, or you can also type it directly on the search box. So let's say in the GDP constant. So since we're already filtered by the market, it just shows you the Indonesia economics. So we have the GDP constant in here. So it's constant prices, not seasonally adjusted. If you want to know more about that specific series you're looking into, you can just click on that name or just select that. It will be highlighted in yellow or orange. And if you scroll below, this is the information available for GDP. For our economics within data stream, there is what we call the last updated date and then the next date of release. So last updated date would be when was the last time it was or the data has been updated within data stream, and the next date of release is coming directly from our contributors. So the next update would be on February 1st because it's being updated on a quarterly basis. So we have started covering for Indonesia GDP from 2010. So for example, this is the one I'm looking for. So I'll just click on the box beside it and then just click on use. So for GDP, since it's already on the name of the economic series, there's no longer a need for you to type any data type because it will already provide you the value just by having this series alone. So for start date, similar to what you can do with equities, you can change it accordingly. You can use the -2y for 2 years or 5 years. So I'll just use 5 years. And since it's on a quarterly basis, I'll use the quarterly data or quarterly frequency. And then I'll just click on submit. So what you'll see in here is it started 2016. The end date would be the first quarter of 2021, but we don't have that data yet for Q4 and Q1 of 2021 because the Q4 is yet to be updated on February 1st. So that's how you can use the economics series within DataStream. So for example, let's do another one. So let's do time series request. Let's do find series. And this time, let's look at balance of payment. So let's do BOP. So let's look at the trade balance. So its current price is not seasonally adjusted. It's a historical forecast, or historical rather, sorry. And then it has been updated last November 20, 2020. And the next date of release is on the 8th of February this year. So we started covering for that since 2010. The last update was for Q3 2020, and we are to expect the Q4 to be released next month. So the latest value can also be shown in here. So the latest value for the Q3 is in $1 million. So let's use this. And then let's also do last 5 years. So let's test whether it will change to a quarterly. But since this is a quarterly data, what will be shown is quarterly. So even if you put in daily, it will not be shown as a daily or daily numbers for you. So let's click on submit. So it will still be on a quarterly data. Okay. So that's how you can use the time series and static request. There's still a lot that can be shown within DataStream, and I'd love to have another session if you wish to for the introduction. Before I end the DataStream training, I'll go over to the expression builder first. So I think this will be helpful, especially if you're looking to get a regression analysis within DataStream because it's already available in the product. So just go to the expressions under utilities. And expressions would be similar to a formula that you can use. We have pre-built formula. On the left-hand side, I have already drilled it down, but what you might see is similar to this one. So data stream and shared. So shared would be if you have a folder or if you have a folder that you are sharing with your colleagues, you can create your own folder as well. But if you look at the data stream, these are the available expressions or formula that you can use. So for example, you're looking at the correlations and regression, or you want to look at the formula on how it's being built. So you can go to this folder, and you can see in here we have 3-year weekly correlation. This is the expression and how you can use that. And this is the short code. So the short code in here, it's very important because this is the one that you can use directly within the static request. You don't need to copy and paste the entire formula. You can just use the code. So I'll give you a quick sample. So let's do, I'll be searching for 934E, the code for that. So let's look in here. Let's see what this 934E is. So I have moving average. So for example, just I'm looking for the moving average of a particular company. This is the expression or the formula for that. So I'll just be going to get the short code. So that's 934E. So I'll go ahead and search for a company. Let's do time series because it's a moving average. So let's find a company within Indonesia. So I'll clear all, then change this to equities. I'll change the market, but if you already have the company, you can just type it in, or if you already have a list, you can type it in here. Then click on only selected. For instance, this one, I want to see the moving average for Bank Central Asia. I'll click on this and then use. And then I don't need to type in the whole formula anymore. I can just copy and paste the short code for that. I'll search for the past 2 years, but it will just give me 40 weeks anyways. So, and then just click on submit. So DataStream will automatically calculate the moving average for 40 weeks for the Bank Central Asia. There you go. So because I used last 2 years, that's why it still showed the 2019, but it's a moving average for 40 weeks. So other types of expressions, if you go again to utilities and expressions, you can search using these using the folders, or you can use this field to search. Let's say ratio. Oops. So let's look at ratio. We have a folder for ratio, but you can also type it on the search field. So it will search for all folders. So these are the pre-built formulas for ratio. If you want to know more about this, again, I can do another training, particularly on the formula section of DataStream. And also, if you want to know more about the charting, you can just let me know. So we can schedule another training for you. So that's the end of the session for DataStream. Do you have any other questions? So I'm just looking at onto the other questions that we had earlier. Okay, so can we see PBV band and per band within EIKON? And then can we use EIKON for stock screening with multiple conditions? So when you say stock or stock screening, are you looking into filtering it further, just like what we have in DataStream? So you want to further filter down the stocks, let's say per market. And also for the others, okay, can we see the information about the director's ownership and structure? We can do that. We have director's ownership and structure within EIKON. You just need to, I'll just go back to EIKON. I'm just going to answer some of the questions that we still have, since we still have the time. So for, let's say, Bank Central, this one, let's type in Bank Central Asia. Just for just in the icon search bar. You can look at, if you want to see the ownership, it's under the ownership tab. So the shareholders report is here. Let's look at ownership summary, for example. So this is the ownership summary for this company, Bank Central Asia. So that's under the ownership tab. Next we have, okay, financial performance data of listed small, medium enterprises. So do you already have the name of the listed small, medium enterprises, or are we still going to try to find it within EIKON? I think the best one would be...
Still going to try to find it, actually, Lisa.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you also trying to do a comparison?
Yeah.
Maybe okay.
Probably we can we sort out best on the type of the company. For example, the company consists of 20, employee or something, so we can get the idea. Or so is it possible to do that? So that's my question.
Okay. It is possible to screen the companies. We do have what we call a screener app. You can screen for a public company or a private company, even deals, funds, and a lot more. There's a whole lot of universe that can be done. I'll just show you quickly the app.
Right.
So You'll just need to type screener from the icon search bar. So from here, there are categories available on the left-hand side. So I'll just close this one out. So there is a list of public companies or private companies or both. Or if you're looking into ownership holdings and you want to filter it down, it's available on the drop down. So for instance, it's just public companies and you wanted to see a list of a company perhaps in a certain sector. So you can go to the add filter. You can try to search for the filter in. So let's say sector. So these are the different sector that you can use. Say you're looking into a certain industry name under the gig sector. So you can further filter it down using the screener app. So I think this is one of the apps that would be very useful if you want to do a screening of companies.
All right. Okay.
Yep. And then from here, you can open up or you can do the peer analysis. We have what we call peer analysis. I think this is available in the Excel part, and I apologize, I will not be able to discuss this because this is quite long, but you can look into the peer analysis to do a comparison between the two. Okay.
Thanks, Lisa. Actually, I have a lot of questions still. I mean, can we access the financial data for the last 10 years, for example, or is it very limit for the only 5 years? Yeah, let's 5 years.
Okay, Dia already provided the answer to that. So we provide data since the inception period.
Oh yeah, that just now. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. And also Dia already mentioned that you can access for Mac. It's accessible via the web browser.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. For the very first one for PBV, is it price to book value band that you're looking into?
Pak Erli yang bertanya tentang who asked about PBV ban and peer ban.
I'm sorry. I mean, in Indonesia, we want to know what stock with lower PBV ban, such as ministry or something like that, so we can see the stock with the lower price in book value.
I see.
I'm sorry for my bad English.
No, that's okay. That's okay. No worries. So for this one, let me just go look into that quickly, and maybe I can share my insights with Hafiz, so he can share it to you. Is that okay? So
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
just get back to Hafiz after this call, just to look into your question, and then maybe Hafiz can just share it to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions that I have missed? Let me just go ahead and check. Okay. I think some of it has been answered by Dia already. So we're actually done with the introduction to EIKON and then introduction to DataStream. If you have any more questions within the product, just let me know or let Hafiz know so he can relay it to me, and then either I can send you an email or we can do another session if you want to do an in-depth discussion of any of the applications within those two products.
Yes. Okay.
Can I ask question?
Yes.
For instance, I would like to download the data of assets of banks in several countries. Can we download the data in the same currency? Let's say bank in Malaysia, the asset, but it's already been transformed into US dollar, for instance, and also bank in Singapore, bank in Indonesia. Does the Refinitiv or DataStream provide that facility?
Okay. For that, there is an option to change the currency from one currency to another directly in DataStream. So I'll open up the workbook. So I'll just go to my sheet 1. So let's use the Bank Central Asia.
Okay.
So let's use static request. And then find series. I'm just looking into the actual currency of Bank Central Asia. So it's
Okay.
Indonesian rupiah, right?
Exactly.
So let's use this sample. And then there is a dollar sign in here on the left hand, just below the search for data types or data items. There's a
Okay.
currency in here.
Yes.
So it will show
So,
you whether you want to see the local currency of that or a different currency. It can be converted. But for the conversion, it's using, if I'm not mistaken, the WMR or a conversion or a what do you call this? We have a conversion team who we actually employ for the conversion within DataStream. So it may not be directly similar to the conversion rate of what you're seeing in EIKON because they're using two different databases. So for example, I'll just download, let's use time series. So we'll have a good comparison. So let's use time series. Let's use the same company. I think it's IBCSA, but let's just search it from here. There you go. And then I'll use a price just to make sure that it has a basis of what to convert first. So I'll use the price trade. So that's the close price. I'll use this and then I'll use this dollar sign currency and let's change it to, for example, USD.
yes.
United States dollar.
Yeah.
Then you can apply all. So the formula will be changed.
Okay.
So earlier it's P, but now it's converting the instrument, the price for that instrument to US dollars. So let's click on submit. So now it's in US dollars.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Thank you.
I think the good thing is to compare it. So let's edit this first. You can have other instruments or other data types added, even if you still have, or even if that one has already been converted. So let's use the price that has not yet been converted for comparison purposes. So the other one has been changed accordingly, and the other one is still at P. And then let's just click on submit. So this one is
Oh,
Indonesian rupiah, and the other one is in USD.
US dollar to
Yes.
compare, right? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. So any more questions?
Any more questions? Bapak Ibu yang lain, ada yang ingin bertanya tentang how to operate the data stream and EIKON as well? Okay, Lisa, I would like to ask you something.
Yes.
Since many of us, many academics, researchers, students in our university, focusing on Islamic market or Islamic stock exchange, or do the data stream can or EIKON can provide the data from the Islamic stock market in whatever kinds of country around the world?
We can search for that within the screener app. I think I had the same question, if I'm not mistaken. I had the same question from one of my clients before. If I'm not mistaken, we use the screener.
Yep.
To screen for a list of public companies. So, so this is the screener app. So this is the one I showed earlier.
Yeah.
And we're looking at public companies on the universe. The currency we're looking at is USD, but this can be changed.
Yep.
So what I do, if I'm really not sure of the data items that I would like to use, I type it directly here. So it provides auto suggest. So we have here Islamic debt, investments, investment deposit, Islamic income. So these are the options that you can use, but you can go to the launch data item library.
Mhm.
And then these are the entire range of data items that you can search or that you can use to filter down the results.
Mhm.
So I'll just type in Islam right here. So we have other receivables, etc.,
Mhm.
payables, deposits. So you're just looking to get the actual companies, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Am I right, Hafiz?
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
let's see.
Lisa, we do
Yes.
have a Islamic sections in the asset class.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, hold on. My apologies, Dia. It's loading a bit low on my a bit slow on my end.
Mhm.
Okay, I can just type it.
We can go to the homepage, and then there is asset class there, and then it shows all the Islamic finance. Yeah.
All right. Okay, there you go. So just like what Dia mentioned, it's under homepage, but on my end, it's showing all the equity asset classes or all the asset classes because I have not selected any. So if you
Mhm.
have selected, let's say equities, all will be shown are equities, but we have Islamic finance in here.
Yeah.
So the equities, Sharia compliant equities,
Mhm.
is in here. So we have China, all countries.
Mhm.
I think this is also available in the screener, if I'm not mistaken. We also have it here. So Sharia compliant flag. So it will indicate whether that company is considered compliant to Sharia law or
Mhm.
Islamic law.
Mhm.
So it can filter the public companies
Yeah.
that will be shown. You can also add, for instance, you're just looking for a sector name or an exchange or country of headquarters specific for Indonesia. You can add those filters in.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you
you're
very much.
welcome.
Mhm.
We do have another questions.
Yes.
Question rather.
Currently, questions are tax data for each country also in the application. That tax data, Lisa.
Okay, tax data. I'll look into tax data, but we do have corporate social responsibility data
Uh-huh.
within EIKON. So let's look at Bank Central Asia. So we do have a tab for ESG in here. If you are into the environment and social governance, it's under the company overview under ESG. So the officers are also available in here. We have environmental and social governance section from the overview page. So this is the easiest way for you to go through the ESG. One of the easiest way to view the ESG of a particular company. Okay. So I will not be going into this because this is more of a report format. As you can see on the scoring and a lot of information within the ESG. Okay, we have another question. Can we only operate Refinitiv Icon using 365 Microsoft, whether to use other Microsoft Excel? You mean backward compatibility?
Yes, I think so. It seems that the questions is the same like your questions, Lisa.
I see. Okay,
Mhm.
for backward compatibility, as far as I know, for as long as you are using Microsoft Excel, I'll check with our technical team, but I think it's you can use this to 2007, 2010, but I'll check with our technical team first just to make sure.
Yeah, this is the questions about compatibility. The same.
Yes.
Like that, yeah.
To answer that one, I will provide a PC minimum requirement for the laptop or for the computer to be able to access the icon. I will share it in the chat.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Dia.
Mhm.
You're welcome.
Okay. More questions, Bapak Ibu, ada lagi yang akan ditanyakan terkait dengan pengoperasian, how to operate the Refinitiv, the content in Refinitiv, in data stream and icon provided by Refinitiv, data-data apa yang bisa di-download di sana, dilihat di sana dan sebagainya. Saya yakin Bapak Ibu pasti banyak yang tertarik dengan data-data yang terkait dengan data keuangan seperti ini dari ketiga jurusan from the three departments. Ada yang bikin tentang data korporasi, corporate data, kemudian tentang syariah data, for example, like that. Of course, that you can take benefits from this platform and use this platform to search what you're looking for in this platform. Yeah, and this is important, Lisa. The current the newest questions. How can we access EIKON for the first time?
Okay, so all right, how can we access EIKON for the first time? If you already have the login, so I'm not sure how, Dia, would you mind
I'll be able to
answering?
explain
Yes.
that one. Okay, so basically we provide a username and password, and in university usually is handled by the admin. So whenever the student or the professor would like to access the icon, they will register under the admin itself, and they will provide the timing when that particular student can access the icon. Usually they are given like 2 hours to access the icon. After that, the password will be resetted by the admin in the university so that everyone else can use it. Would that be answering your questions?
Yes. Ya. Begini Bapak Ibu, untuk VECON UNAN kita sudah punya account untuk EIKON maupun data stream, login dan user loginnya ada pada saya, dan itu sebenarnya akan kita ditempatkan di studio riset dan akademik kita atau dahulunya lapor komputer, di mana nanti di situ akan diinstal di komputer dan Bapak Ibu yang akan mengoperasikan sendiri di sana nantinya begitu. Nah, that's the preliminary information regarding how to access EIKON for the first time. We've already got the login with so that all you need is to get to know about how to operate it, because as Bu Diah says, you just allocate a certain time to access the icon, name it 2 hours, and you have to make it you have to access it effectively for during the times. Ya, selama jangka waktu itu Bapak Ibu silahkan menggunakan, dan kalau setelah itu kita akan bergantian menggunakannya. Ya. Ya. Go on, Pak Fani.
How many PCs allocated for to access this data stream or EIKON? Is it only one PC or you can have more than one?
Yeah, go.
Another one, I suggest, if possible, to provide one access in Jati, because also from the data we have here, we have a reading room in Jati MM.
Yes.
Many postgraduate students, magister management, and also doctoral students, they go to the reading room to read or to do their work. If possible, maybe we can have another one in Jati.
Okay, thank you, Pak Fani, Mbak Dia, and also Lisa. I should inform you about the current situation. We have several different campuses. The main campuses is located in the main campuses in Lima Humanis, and for our magister in management, located near the downtown. Yeah, near the downtown area of Padang. And Pak Fani asked me whether is it possible to provide for our faculty to provide the second access from the campuses in downtown. Yeah, that's the questions. Answering Pak Fani, menjawab pertanyaan Pak Fani. We need to look at to the effectivity and the maximum use of EIKON for our academics first. That's what we need to consider. So yes, we have our access by now, but it is still one access to EIKON and data stream, and we will look at to the maximum use of that account, and if we need another data stream and or a EIKON account, we will try to make it, to propose it to the faculty. That's what itu jawaban saya terhadap apa yang disampaikan Pak Fani. Jadi mudah-mudahan ini semuanya tergantung dari kita menggunakannya secara maksimum atau tidak gitu. Dan saya harap dengan gambaran yang disampaikan oleh Liza maupun Ibu Diah barusan, kita bisa lihat bahwa it's there, ada ya, bisa dicari di data yang Bapak Ibu butuhkan melalui platform ini. Dan saya yakin ini akan dapat meningkatkan penggunaan dari data stream maupun EIKON di kampus kita. Demikian Pak Fani. Okay.
Terima kasih Pak Hafiz.
Okay.
Pak Hafiz, I do have one question.
Yeah.
I know, like, what's the policy during this pandemic? Because based on my experience, the other university closing their library or closing their reading room, and they provide the student access to be able to access the EIKON using their own laptop or PC.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Currently, I can say that our computer laboratory completely closed. There is no activity there because we are having lockdown currently until the end of this semester. So until mid 2021 this year. Yeah. Of course, that's the academics can download the data stream and EIKON, and I will provide the login. But after that, after a certain times, based on the appointment, of course they need to stop to complete to access the data stream and share it back to me, and then I will share it to the other. So jadi kayak ganti-gantian, kita makainya terpaksa harus ganti-gantian seperti itu. That's my information, Bu Dia.
Okay, noted Bapak.
Okay, baik. If I can answer Indah's question, yes, you it's possible to log in from home, but you need certain login access from me.
Yeah.
Just tell me when you need it, for how long, and then after that, you need to give it back to me. You
Yes, so we need to register when we're going to use the access.
So that's based on appointment and if somebody else have already used that, then it means that you can do yours. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, Fafi. So I think it's not like, for example, if you like to use the same database, for example, so they give the access via institutional, so everyone can log in by your username, right?
Yes.
But it's limited Yeah, so we have to limit the time.
Yeah, you have to limit the time, and I strongly suggest you to make the most efficient and effective time for it.
Right.
Because
Okay.
you so plan it which data that you need for your research, for what kinds of data that you want to search in EIKON and data stream, and then when you open the data stream, then you can straightly go to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Well, Bapak Ibu masih ada yang mau ditanyakan terkait dengan penggunaan EIKON, penggunaan database, how to access it, how to log in, and so on. What the data contains, apa saja yang ada di dalam data itu di platform ini. Silakan kalau ada yang masih mau ditanyakan sebelum kita tutup sosialisasi kita dan training awal kita untuk EIKON dan data stream pada siang hari ini. Masih ada? Is there any more questions? No? All right. Well, I think we are coming to an end of our event for today. We would like to give highly appreciation to Lisa, to Budia. Thank you very much for attending this Zoom meeting, this link Zoom. And I hope all of us in Faculty of Economics in Andalus University can take benefit from this platform. And if there are questions regarding related to this EIKON and data stream, you can send it to me and I will forward it to Lisa or to Budia. I think that's all. Thank you very much for your attendance. Thank you very much, Budia. Thank you very, very much, Lisa, for your assistance, for your information. Hopefully we can meet each other next time. If please do not hesitate to help and assist us in the due time. In the meantime, if we still need your assistance, ya. Saya mohon bantuan Budia juga kalau misalnya nanti ada lagi teman-teman yang mungkin bertanya tentang berbagai hal yang terkait dengan penggunaan data stream maupun EIKON.
Baik, Bapak. Boleh, Bapak.
Okay.
I will also share to you, we do have our help desk. It's 24/7. And I will share it to you. It's a local number that is going to be directly connected to Malaysia. And there are several people who can speak Bahasa as well there.
Okay. That's a good point. Okay. Thank you, Budia. Thank you, Lisa, for your help and assistance. And I think we are coming to the end of this event. I will close this session. Thank you, and we'll see us next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great
Assalamualaikum
day,
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh,
Thank
Bapak Ibu.
you.
Waalaikumsalam.